Don't mute your mic like I did that one time when Ian and I were recording. I had to redo the first 10 minutes.
Oh no,
that's great.
Why would you do that to E? That's crazy.
I have thought about one time of like uploading a video where it's just E's POV and it's not me. He's just talking to himself.
Now that we inducted Jelani, we can do that to him too.
I beg your finest of pardons.
On this video specifically.
Okay. All right.
Welcome back. Welcome back to the Cool Comic Show. I am one of your hosts.
You see it.
I'm one of your hosts, Damian, and with me, as always, is formerly known as Galactic Mr. E, aka Mr. E, aka E, aka X_X generic, and also with me is Jelani Hendricks, aka Jelani Carter, and aka Jelani with a body.
I do have a body.
And joining us once again, because the last video we did for this, we kind of rushed it towards the end because some people had a little wrestling going on. Our man, QmanBean, aka Qman, aka Q, is back.
I'm doing my best wrestling stance right now.
Right? Sounds vindictive.
Sounds like he holds grudges.
So I'm doing my best impression of a wrestler. My fingers are wide.
We're here to talk about.
Just take that out of
Okay, actually, no, hold on. What wrestler are you referencing, you think?
I think he's doing the Jacob Fatu, like, praying hands.
Is that what he's doing?
No. It's like, imagine your fingers are as wide as they could possibly be from each other. Like claws.
I don't know what kind of wrestling Q's been watching.
Oh my god.
Okay. Back in my day.
Okay, let's move on.
Yes, I'm so sorry.
I'm so sorry. No, you're fine. We're back with our main show. Mm-hmm. This one actually is going to be a little bit shorter because there's not as many like big news things. The holiday season, we kind of expected that, but we did want to give a little bit of time to this episode to talk more about some of the books we've been reading and some of the book news, because as I mentioned, the last episode there was so much news and so much book news, there was a lot to kind of run through. So this one kind of give us a little bit of flexibility. If you're watching this video, we'll get into it here because this video will go up first. So if you're unfamiliar, we go through a couple different categories. First one will be movies and TVs, then we have book news, and then we have game news at the end. I'm gonna go ahead and get started. Like I said, there's not a lot of big movie and TV news, but a couple of things that did happen. First up, we had the debut premiere of Creature Commandos, and we just recorded about an hour or two ago. We just recorded our reaction to the first 2 episodes. We talked a little bit more in that video what we think about it, but do you guys want to give your thoughts, opinions, anything like that right now?
Basically what we said during the recording, so watch that when it comes out or else.
Yeah, because this video is going to go up first. So this is a little teaser.
Oh, well, watch that in the past or else.
My thoughts, time travel, and enjoy.
Enjoy the video you haven't seen yet. But yeah, the animation is really good. I like how they subtly, well, I guess depending on your definition of subtle, tied it to, I was about to say Adventure Time. I don't know where my brain is at right now. Suicide Squad and Help.
Peacemaker.
That guy, Peacemaker. I really like the action in it. I really like the heartfelt moments. Everything kind of flowed together cohesively. It seems like it's setting up a real fun story. It's good to see Cersei kind of just being the powerhouse that she is. And I'm excited to learn more about the bride, and I hope she kicks the monster in the gonads for sure.
Yeah, I absolutely loved it. I was already pretty confident in James Gunn's ability to build worlds and build characters that you care about, even though we only got to spend an hour with them. I'm already on board. I care about these characters. I want to see them do well. I mean, especially the bride. We got in the episodes that you'll watch later. It focused on the bride's story and lore, and I thought that was really interesting. I think a good way to kind of kick that off. So yeah, animation's on point. The comedy is amazing. There's so many little random jokes that I think I would love to rewatch it and just catch more, because I feel James Gunn is really good with visual jokes as well. Voice acting is on point. Animation is incredible. I love cartoons so much, so to see something look so good and so fluid and just it's it's hitting all the right points for me.
QmanBean.
It's a fun time. A grand old time indeed.
Shout out to Old Wood. When you watch it, you'll know.
W old wood.
W vintage.
Yeah, W vintage wood for sure.
But yeah, I thought it was great too. Like E said, Cersei was a big highlight for me specifically, just being big fan of Wonder Woman, and I'm very curious of kind of how this will continue to give clues or insights into what this new DC world is and what already exists, what characters already exist, and that kind of stuff. So I thought it was cool. So these next couple of points. There's not a lot of like news. I'm gonna throw all these together because they're not really like big breaking news kind of stuff. But the last couple points we have from movies and TV, there was a new Captain America trailer. There wasn't too many big differences from the first trailer, but this was just a new trailer had come out. We did have Harley Quinn season 5 seemingly delayed because it was supposed to come out in November, and now it's December 7th. So who knows?
You just saved Metropolis. Oh my god, I feel like you got the easy part.
And then we were supposed to get an Invincible season 3 trailer today or this weekend. I think there's like some convention happening in Brazil that, if you guys remember a couple years ago, right before COVID, the Wonder Woman 84 trailer debuted during that convention, and then COVID happened. And then Wonder Woman 84 happened.
It happened all over the place.
But I don't know if you guys have any specific notes about those kind of things. Like I said, there's not really too much movies, TV news happening right now because of the holidays. But Captain America comes out in February, and I'm gonna go watch that. It seems cool.
It looks really good. I think that most recent trailer looked really, really nice. Like you said, they didn't add too much to it, but I think it came at the right time because I'm not gonna lie to you. I feel like I kind of forgot it was coming out. So when they dropped the trailer around the time that they did, which was like a couple weeks ago, I was like, oh, it just made me like excited for it again. I know like the general consensus is like it has like Winter Soldier energy, which I think is good and probably what the MCU needs right now, like an actual kind of grounded character and story, because they went out to the cosmos and quantum realms and all that extra shit the last couple of movies, which is cool, but it's like, I feel like if you want to start off like the new, I guess, arc of the MCU, I think this is like the perfect way to do that with a character that a lot of people are familiar with. It's not straight up like Steve Rogers, but we love Falcon. I think it's going to be really, really good.
Super exciting.
Crazy fights I feel like are going to be in that movie. Like just
action scenes. I think how they're utilizing his wings and his robot and everything to like incorporate it in his fighting style looks awesome. Like I think we're gonna get some really cool fight sequences, which I'm really looking forward to, because I think like the Captain America movie and TV shows, like Captain America and the Winter Soldier TV shows, have some of like the best fight scenes and fight choreography. So I'm excited for that.
That was about it for movies and TVs. We'll probably get our next big like dump of news probably in February-ish, like just early next year. Because again, it's holiday season right now and everything like that. But of course, anything that big comes up, we'll talk about it. So moving over to our books, we're gonna try something a little bit new. Normally, we'll kind of just talk about all the book announcements, which we'll still do. But E had a good suggestion. E had a good
This was
idea.
Q's idea, actually.
Well, from Q as well. Talking a little bit about some of the books we're reading. A lot of us are reading some of the same books. A lot of us are reading different books. But I want to kind of go around and give each of you a chance to talk about any new or old books that you've been enjoying recently. I know a lot of new series and stuff have come out, and any older series you might have been reading.
Reading a little bit of everything. I got my stack right next to me, so I can show it off a little bit.
Hell yeah.
I just finished up Question All Along the Watchtower a few minutes ago, actually.
Ooh.
I am really enjoying it.
Yeah.
I think I can kind of already see how it's going to tie into the new Justice League Unlimited series, which was also a really good banger that I read recently. This cover is freaking amazing. I don't know if you can see it. Well, I know y'all can't see it. But
which cover is it? Because I know there was a couple.
I got the hollow cover. That's it's front and back.
Ooh, okay.
It's got them just running in place.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I know that one. Yeah.
But yeah, I really enjoyed both of them. I like the question because right off the bat, it's a whodunit. And Justice League Unlimited, they got the Watchtower now. And so she's kind of head of security. She's working with Ted Cord and Jaime Reyes.
Reyes.
Hell yeah, dude.
So she's working with both Blue Beetles and also Animal Man. There's a cameo in there that I really enjoyed. I'm a really big fan of Fire and Ice.
Oh yeah.
And
I like those characters.
Yeah, same. And during the All In special, since there was a lot of characters that, their powers got swapped, or they didn't get their powers back, or they got their powers back, but they're working a little differently. Fire and Ice actually swapped powers during that event.
That's
So
interesting.
it was
Okay,
it was
cool.
cool to see Fire kind of using Ice's powers briefly in a couple of the panels. So I'm enjoying Question. I also picked up Green Lantern Dark, which is kind of an Elseworlds Green Lantern series. Instead of a ring, she has a what do you call those things? A lantern.
It's like a staff, right?
That's cool.
It's really cool. It's really it's kind of like a horror anthology series.
What you call me?
Has horror anthology series. And the first issue had Solomon Grundy in it, so it was like a zombie horde coming through a small little town. And then, of course, this was the All-In special. I'm not gonna lie, I'm a little more interested in what's happening in the Absolute universe than the All-In universe right now. But they're both gonna collide at some point. That's what's to be expected. Of course, the Absolute Wonder Woman's.
Yes, sir.
The Bird Canary book was banger. There's some discourse because of Lady Shiva's. Lady Shiva in the book.
Wait, what happened?
There's discourse to say the character is one-dimensional, but basically going into the book, they were like, if you're here for a Lady Shiva story, you're in the wrong place. But people are saying she should still have more of a personality, but we'll get to that. Absolute Superman, of course. Read that. Absolute Batman as well, even though those are back out in my living room. I also got Saga Volume 1 thanks to Q's recommendation.
Shout out Q.
Yeah. Saga's good.
Really invested in this series. My comic shop had every single volume except for volume 2. So I
love when that happens. Absolutely love when that happens.
You mean to tell me you didn't just jump ahead?
So I got to get volume 2, probably from Amazon. But yeah, and then I got a backlog of crap to get through. Not crap, but interesting thing. The Ultimates, this is when they premiered the new Hawkeye, so I'm excited to start that. Black Lightning, Plastic Man No More, gotta read those. Storm, the first 2 issues of that dropped, gotta read that. Gotta start Wind. I don't know what it's about, but I like the cover. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, The Last Ronin 2, I gotta read that. And then Blade, I gotta catch up on that. Yeah, that's everything I'm going through right now.
It's kind of crazy because, like, if you remember, I think it was over the summer we were recording a couple episodes and stuff. We talked about how this time of the year there was going to be so many like books that we're gonna have to start picking up and buying like almost every week. New series, old series and stuff. And here we are.
I literally think like every week we text each other and be like, "What'd you pick up?" And it's a new thing each time. Like for like the past like month and a half, I think.
Yeah, this past Wednesday is the only time I haven't gone in like months, and I'm like, my backlog is so big right now.
I didn't go to the comic book shop this week either. So yeah.
Q, Jelani, any books you've been reading recently that you've been enjoying or not enjoying? Anything like this is trash, I'm throwing it away.
These freaking books suck.
I feel like Q's been building up a nice little comic book collection.
Q's been kind of.
He's got a little wall back there.
Q, if you want to talk about if you want to talk about your Batman journey, you've been on it as well. Kind of we've been going through.
Maybe journey. we pan right to my incurring debt. I've been kind of catching up here. Super excited to start like actually building a collection, which is a lot of fun. Reading some Batman, a fair amount of Batman. Just finished year 1.
How'd you like it? Thoughts, onions,
instant classic. Love an origin story. Love seeing what Batman's essentially first year consisted of the breakdown, also an insight on Jim Gordon's personal life. I thought that also made it extra interesting. But you see Batman in like possibly his most human form, you know, because we're just so used to seeing a more polished version, a polished and prepared version. So having to see him contemplate life, you know, just I thought that was especially convicting as a reader. I really enjoyed it a lot. So I think I'll pick up Long Halloween.
Yes,
I
sir.
Say that's what you suggested to read next.
Probably my
before
favorite Batman
Returns.
story.
Yeah, I'm excited to read that. I'm probably, as far as like trades goes, my next read is this Doctor Strange story, Fall Sunrise. I don't know if y'all have read that, but
I haven't read it, but I've seen it.
Trad Moore also wrote Silver Surfer Black. So like,
Ooh, that's a good book.
No wonder that
Yeah,
artwork was
that's
similar. Okay,
that's
yeah.
really good.
I'm super excited to read both. I got both, and I want to say that it's like the author and artist, Trad and Heather. They're married.
Oh, nice.
They collab in
I like how he tried to
collab in many ways.
Is he okay?
he's like, oh, they're in like
I really
trying to
did.
put the right words.
They're in
together.
a domestic
They're-
Domestic
partnership.
partnership.
They're, how do you say, in love with each other.
Como say DJ?
Calling a marriage a collab is crazy.
Yeah, that's crazy.
You want to collab on
But,
like last
yeah,
names or
no.
like what's up?
The art style, I mean, it completely grips you. I'm holding the book up, but
Rips.
it's
Not the grip.
It's, I mean, you see it on the shelf, you're like, I feel like I need to own this, and then you see Silver Surfer Black, and you're like,
Yeah.
I feel like I'm starting a very, very big problem here.
No, it's fine.
Yeah,
we all
we,
don't need help for sure.
We're totally
in the last couple
not
of
at
weeks,
all.
we have been, me specifically, have been trying to push Q to buy some of the bigger books, the Omnis. I sent him links to the websites I've been using and stuff, and try to dip his toes a little bit. Obviously, I would say to anybody out there, don't start buying these big books until you're really invested in one of these stories or creator runs. But we're inching Q a little bit closer to something.
Yeah.
I was this close to getting what is it, the deluxe for Kingdom Come.
Oh yeah.
But I think I missed the 50% off, and it went from like 50 to 40, and I was like,
Yeah.
I'll wait till next year.
Oh my god.
I mean, Christmas sales. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Gift it to yourself for Christmas.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Put it under the tree.
Ho ho hello.
Okay.
So it was me.
It was me
Jelani,
all along.
books you've been reading, Jelani?
Not gonna
Or
lie to
actually,
you.
Q, did you have more books that you were going to go?
Oh, I mean, I'm keeping up. I'm trying to keep up with pretty much everything DC that's coming out now. So that's exciting.
Ongoing stuff.
Kinda
Yeah, you
with
mentioned
like I'm enjoying the Absolute Universe a lot.
You mentioned before you mostly read Marvel and stuff before, right? You kind of like
Yeah.
dipping toes into DC. Nice.
Yeah. I think my full. I'm not gonna lie. I think that like my full bottom shelf is just DC. Which
Hell
is
yeah.
insane.
The
Well,
agenda,
that should
the
be.
bald agenda is going into the DC agenda now.
Sir.
Love that.
That is insane.
Not gonna lie to you, haven't really been reading too much. Been buying a lot of trade issues, and I've been trying to like find the right weekend to really like catch up on stuff. Absolute Batman is definitely on my list. Absolute Superman is on my list. I got Absolute Wonder Woman as well. Speaking of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, I picked up the Naruto and Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles trade
Oh,
when it
yeah.
came out. two properties I love to death and very influential to my childhood. So seeing them collab, it broke my mind. I was like, oh, I need this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I'm excited to get into that. I also picked up Black Canary last week and The Question as well. So I'm excited to like dip into everything. Like I haven't really found the right time in order to read. I've been watching more stuff, but not really comic book related things. Besides like The Penguin and Agatha.
Turn the TV off.
I mean, you know, a lot of other mediums have been dropping things I've been consuming a lot more.
True. Very true.
You know, shout out to GNX, but yeah.
Shout out.
But
Did you guys buy your tickets, by the way, for the tour? Because
Excuse me?
they were $500.
No, I have to pay rent. I have to pay rent.
I have to.
Kendrick for a night, or
I have to feed my
Mine.
comic habit.
Sleep for a night.
But yeah, no, but I'm like Q was saying, and I think we mentioned this before, like DC, and I've talked about it a lot with my roommate as well, because he's really into comics. DC has just been on such a crazy ass hot streak, and it makes me so happy. A thing that we like to do sometimes is like we send each other like I think lately we like Dame has been sending like I guess like the sales of like the last couple of like DC comics that's been coming out, and everything that's been released has been like #1 on people's like charts, like buying and everything, which is fantastic, especially, you know, characters like Wonder Woman and everything. So, and I think Zatanna as well. So that makes me excited because I feel like people forget, you know, if the comics do well, it kind of incentivizes the, you know, the other mediums to do well. You know what I mean? So if they're seeing Wonder Woman go crazy in the comic books, then maybe like, oh, maybe there is some interest here, and let's, you know, start making some TV shows, start making some movies, and get Gal Gadot.
Crazy concept, huh?
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's same thing
I mean,
with like
she does have a 6th issue coming out, so.
Exactly. So like I would love to see more of our favorite characters get more shine. But also I just think like everybody's just cooking right now. Like even on the Marvel side, like I've been hearing nothing but good things about their latest runs too. So it just makes me happy that comic books seem to be doing well. It's a medium that I always loved and enjoyed, and I know that it's like there's a lot of peaks and valleys when it comes to it general interest. But I think as of late, it's beginning to like, you know, be on the upswing. So that makes me excited for sure.
So similar to what you were saying, I've been reading some of the absolute stuff, specifically Wonder Woman. Of course.
Those
I would
covers
say
are
issue
so
2,
badass too.
Yeah.
Bro,
oh my god,
good.
I
Oh my
rebought issue 1 cover holographic. I already had a holographic of issue 1. I got a different one when issue 2 came out.
Man,
Yeah.
I think one of the covers, I don't know if you saw it, Dame, you probably did. There's a cover, she's like on top of like an all skeleton horse and just holding
Oh,
a-
yeah.
That's the
Bro,
holographic.
So
bro.
I was just gonna say. So
Insane.
when I was back in California for Thanksgiving, that was when issue 2 had came out, and so I was at my first comic shop that I went to, but they had a reprint of issue 1, and I was already gonna buy that specific cover, Jelani. That was like $25, and I was like, issue 1 also has a reprint of $25. Am I gonna spend $50 on 2 covers right now? I didn't. I just got the horse one, but yeah, issue 2 I liked a lot because it kind of showed her background a little bit with Steve Trevor and her interaction, that kind of whole thing. And so
Okay.
I like this direction. Yeah, I like this direction that are going. But I also picked up Black Canary. I did like the start of that. I do, not to go into spoilers because some people haven't read it, but I do like. Did you say you read it or no?
I did read it, yeah.
Okay, so I like what they set
Yeah,
up
I
at the
read it
end.
too.
Oh, Q did too. Okay, yeah. So I like what they set up at the end in terms of like why this interaction is happening with Dinah and Lady Shiva. I definitely see what people are saying in terms of Lady Shiva being one-dimensional, but I think my hope is that is kind of intentional in the sense
seems
that
intentional.
yeah, that like we're gonna get more into Shiva at this point. But I enjoyed that. But speaking of Shiva and more than one dimension, another series that came out is Batgirl, and I did read issue 1.
I still didn't read that.
Yeah, and the interaction she has with Cass is really cool, and just seeing them again, that's kind of a fun thing. The Question I also read. I did read the Justice League Unlimited new issue #1 kind of thing. So I've been kind of going with that. But one other book I kind of went back to is I started rereading on my trip back to California this book called Deadly Class. And there was a TV show I think they made on it.
The Deadly Class TV show was pretty good. Not gonna lie.
But
yeah.
basically it's an academy. It's a school for kids who are they're children of like assassins or like there's like different like sub factions. Like the first one they introduce is like a couple of white kids, and then the guy he's like, oh, those are kids of like the CIA, FBI, and that kind of stuff. So it's like different kind of assassins or like hitman type.
Isn't it also set in the 80s, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Yeah, it's set in the 80s.
Okay,
It's in San Francisco. Yeah, and it's pretty intense. It's pretty crazy, but I think it's really cool, and I love the character designs. Like it's funny because it has that thing where it's like it's a book about these kids, like a specific group, right? But it's like the like there's a white kid, there's a black kid, there's a Mexican girl, there's an Asian girl, so it's like one of each kind of all the factions coming together. But it's really cool, kind of what happens. And I just there's a trip they take to Vegas, and a lot of shit goes down. They like bust out of or sneak out of the school. There's some mushrooms involved. There's a lot. But yeah, Deadly Class. There's a TV show. I haven't watched the TV show. I know there was only like one season or something.
Yeah. It came out in like a weird time period that I feel like if it were to come out now, I think it would have succeeded. But it just came out 100%. a little too early. Just a little too early.
Yeah. I'm reading Deadly Class. But yeah, with the ongoing new series, I've been enjoying every single one of them.
Oh hell yeah!
And I look forward to the new ones. But that's what we've been reading. That's what we're looking forward to. Speaking of new series, we have quite a few things to talk about. Probably my most looking forward to series next year in a very long time. We have finally a new Zatanna 6-issue series from Jamal Campbell. Now, when I say finally, right, we had Zatanna bring down the house. However, that was from the beginning. They said this was going to be a mini series. It was going to be a quick, like, couple of or 5 issues and kind of self-contained. This series it's a 6-issue series, but I think, and from what I've seen, it's kind of like how the Black Lightning series is and how Green Arrow was when it first came out, in that it'll start as a 6-issue, but if it does well, it will become an ongoing, which will be Zatanna's first ongoing in like almost 15 years.
Oh, so you're saying we all got to buy it and sing it high praises.
Yeah.
It's time to lock in.
All right.
But yeah, it's coming from Jamal Campbell. He's doing the art and the writing. He did the art before on the Far Sector Green Lantern series with Joe. Joe. He was an artist on that. He did the recent Superman run, and then he also did Naomi. And definitely you should read Far Sector. It's launching February 2025. And like I mentioned, seems like it's going to be 6. It'll start 6 issues. Hopefully it'll be extended. Their blurb they gave about it, it says, in the new limited comic book series, Zatanna gets her stage crew back together and is looking forward to a new, less chaotic chapter of life. However, her plans are disrupted before they even begin when her crew is abducted by a ghostly new adversary, the Lady White.
Ooh.
Now Zatanna is plunged into machinations of tricks, swords, and curses that threaten to tear her apart from the inside out. So based on that, and I put a note in here, it seems like it's going to be a continuation of Paul Dini's run, which is the last time she had a series like 15 years ago.
Love Paul Dini.
I'll put some art up on the screen. But Jamal Campbell's art is like, it's so good. Again, he did it on Far Sector. He did the recent Superman stuff. It's super good. And I know I think people were talking about it. Like he's been trying to pitch a Zatanna series for a long time because he's a fan. So I'm glad that like, she's gonna get a series. I'm definitely gonna buy the first 10 different covers that come out of it. But
I'm excited because I love Zatanna.
I'm excited. Yeah,
you know what I mean? Like, come on now. It's our girl Z.
I'm excited for literally everything we're about to announce. But
like I'm looking at the topic list and it's just banger after banger after banger.
When it gets that first issue comes out, we'll definitely talk about it. February 2025, that'll be coming out. Next up is another book I'm very excited for. DC has announced a new Green Lantern Corps series by Jeremy Adams, who I think is doing the current Green Lantern run.
Oh, hell yeah, dude.
Morgan Hampton and Fernando Pasarin. This also releases in February, so just like the books that are happening right now, there are multiple things coming out.
Not at all.
Because January is already stacked, and now February is getting stacked.
Pockets are cooked.
And the blurb they gave, they said the Corps is back and just in time for the deadly new Fractured Spectrum saga to kick into full gear. Join the newly formed Green Lantern Corps as they head out into the galaxy in order to stop Sorrow and his master from creating a power battery.
Sorrow's prayers.
So one of the interesting thing here is they're including a couple of lanterns that we haven't seen in a few years. So they have John Stewart, of course, Kyle Rayner, Jessica Cruz, Guy Gardner, which they put him front and center in that cover. He's favorite.
Shut up.
They have. Speaking of Far Sector, they're gonna have Joe in here finally, and it says all your favorite lanterns are back in the most incredible ensemble cast this side of the cosmos. Now, a very interesting thing. If you look at that cover, one character they did not list here is Simon Bass, who's on the cover, but they didn't put him in here.
Yeah.
There's been a lot of talk over the since he debuted, basically, where because he is Muslim, and there's a thing where the DC just doesn't promote him at all, and I don't know if that's like people's theories, that's kind of has their thoughts going into that, but it is very weird that they didn't include him in this advertisement for him. But he is on the cover, he's there.
Yeah.
But I'm excited. Green Lanterns, it's Jessica's there. I'm gonna read it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I'm excited. So the Green Lanterns are kind of going through like a civil war right now.
Yeah.
And so this book is probably going to be like the fallout of that. And when I hear fractured core or fractured spectrum, it makes me think back to the Jeff Johns run, which kind of solidified the new era of Green Lantern, where we were kind of introduced to these new spectrums. So I'm curious to see if there's going to be any new lantern cores that come out of this, and what that'll look like. So yeah, I'm excited for this. I'm excited that they're picking my girl Jo up from the far side of the moon.
That's really cool.
Because she really just be in her own lane. She doesn't really hang around the rest of the lanterns because she's like sectioned so far away from everything. So she really just has a lot of solo stories. So it's good that they're starting to incorporate her in a lot of the lantern stories and bring her further into the fold. So I'm excited for that.
I mean, yeah, like I think a lot of the stuff, and you know what? I haven't really read too many Green Lantern comics, honestly. So like, I'm kind of looking forward to. Honestly, I mean, I forgot that Far Sector is a new compact comic. So I kind of want to pick that up and read it, because I'm not familiar with Jo at all. Like I've seen her and she looks awesome, but like, I mean,
she's based off her looks are based off of Janelle Monáe.
That makes sense.
That makes a lot of sense
for you specifically.
It does.
But yeah, I'm looking forward to it. It looks really cool. And then even just you breaking it down, saying that there's a civil war going on amongst the Green Lanterns sounds cool as fuck, actually. So I would love to see that.
How do you feel about them putting Guy Gardner front and
Please
center?
stop talking about this man to me. I do
What's
not like
wrong,
Guy.
E?
I don't like Guy Gardner, bro. I
You don't want the white?
like him.
It killed me because when I
He's the one with that stupid haircut. Okay.
Yes.
Yeah.
when this announcement came out,
Arrogant.
right? Like we put it like for the list of topics to talk about, and I wasn't just because I was like in the middle of going to work or something like that. So I put it in this topic list for us to look at later. And I think E pointed out, he's like, why is there the one white man they put him front and center? Because everyone else is not white.
And he's like front and center. Like, we get it, girl.
You're not feeling I'm not
feeling it now, Mr. Krabs. No.
the flat top.
It's funny because it's going to be the first Green Lantern we're going to see in this new DC universe.
Please stop
being
talking,
Superman
bro.
next year. So. But yeah, that'll be out in February, also with Zatanna. So I just start saving some money now.
I might announce the next book.
So that's a
The
couple
next-
big DC stuff.
Oh.
Go ahead.
Yeah, I was going to announce the next one, if
Oh, yeah, go
that's
ahead.
fine.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was gonna pass it to you. So yeah.
Oh, my bad, dog. Look, hold
Got
on.
excited.
Hold
As
on.
you guys can tell, we script these episodes 100%.
We don't wing anything.
All right, we
Super good.
Script stuff and all.
But yeah, that is the two big DC books that got announced. But going over to Marvel, probably one of the biggest fans of this next property, I would say.
Yes. So yeah, the Young Avengers are coming back, and I'm super excited for it. We have a series also starting in 2025. I don't know why I said also, like it's not next month, but
Oh my God, that's next month.
Jesus Christ, time means nothing.
Like in 3 weeks, dog.
Yo,
yeah,
relax.
It's almost the new year, by the way. But
Crazy.
yeah, new Young Avengers comic series in 2025. This news comes from Osaka Comic Con, the Marvel Oh my gosh, the Marvel Comics editor-in-chief, C.B. Sobolski?
You got it.
Okay. Revealed that the group will be returning to the Marvel universe. I can break some special news here, he teased. The Young Avengers will be reuniting in 2025 in Marvel Comics. There have been 2 Young Avengers teams, but now we're deciding which characters, for natural story reasons, are going to join the new Young Avengers team. So far, only Kate Bishop, which is Hawkeye, Patriot, Hulkling, and Wiccan have been confirmed to be in the series. And I'm excited to see who joins them. My thoughts. I feel like Stature's gotten a lot of play in MCU. For those who don't know, Stature is the daughter of Ant-Man. And she had a really big role in Ant-Man and something
Quantumania.
Quantumania. So I would
We
be
all
surprised.
watched it, right?
Yeah, for sure. No, I did watch it, and it was really good. The CGI, man, it takes you out of it, but it was really good. So I would
fun movie.
it was beautiful gowns.
Good answer.
But yeah, so I'd be surprised if Stature wasn't in it. She's kind of been like a mainstay.
Yeah.
I would like to see Iron Lad back, especially since him and Stature kind of had a thing going. But also, like, I don't know if the comics are specifically separate from the MCU and they are trying to do their own thing in the comics, but big up some of the characters that may appear in the MCU. Iron Lad probably won't be in there because of the direction they are now having to take the story. Iron Lad is like a time traveling adolescent version of King the Conqueror. So since they're kind of shying away from that story now, I don't know. I don't know if they're going to promote that story further. So he may not appear. In the
he didn't. Let me stop. Well, yeah, we're not going to do that. But yes, I definitely think they should abandon that whole everything.
Which is weird because they could have easily just recasted him because Kang as a character, like you can just
Right.
For sure.
But they did show 100,000 of him at the end of that movie.
I think that's what bit them in the foot. That part specifically is what caused them to say,
Yeah, but I think people would understand, I think
in between the big ass
2024.
statues of his face and kind of the all of it all.
If you haven't read the Young Avengers series though from like 2005, I think definitely check it out. You can there's plenty of ways to read it online, everything like that. It's a fun read for sure, 100%.
Okay.
And then I think Speed and Miss America would be in there. I think, honestly, they might put Miss Marvel in there as well. Which would be much to the chagrin of a lot of people.
Yep.
Because she has never once been a Young Avengers, but that is definitely what they're pushing in the MCU. So they might use this book to try to catapult that and make people okay with it. But
do we not like Miss Marvel? What happened?
No, we love Miss Marvel, but she is an Avenger.
Avenger.
She has never been a Young Avenger. She is an Avenger.
But she's also normally with I forgot the name of the group, but she's like it's her, Nova, Miles Morales, Spider-Man, and there's somebody else. But it's like they have their own separate group normally.
Okay, gotcha. Okay.
So it's kind of like
never once been a part of this group, but the MCU is like, you're young.
Hey, you're young. You want to be an Avenger? Marry the two.
But yeah, those are my thoughts. I'm excited. Ready for whatever comes next, whatever it looks like. I'm gonna read it.
yeah.
I like
She's
that.
real quick. She's normally part of. They're called the Champions.
Yes.
It's,
Okay. I've heard that team. Okay. Yeah.
It's her. I'm looking it up real quick. The team roster. It's Miss Marvel, Nova, Spider-Man, Miles Morales, Braun,
Breaker.
Sorry. We're both sorry. We're both very sorry.
And the Vivian version of Vision. Vision.
Vivian
It's
Vision, which is
normally-
crazy because there is also a version of Vision in the Young Avengers.
Yeah. And there's like a small. It looks like I haven't read it, but there's like a small version of Cyclops. I don't know.
Small clubs?
Yeah,
Small claw.
small clubs for sure.
But yeah, she's normally with that team. So like to E's point, people are not going to be happy if they put her on the Young Avengers. But well, you know, it's the MCU, so they're definitely probably going to do that.
Yeah, I'm curious to see how.
I'm
they do that.
curious. But yeah, they of course have to put Speed in there if Wiccan's in there. I don't see that not happening.
Yeah.
They're
Tommy.
twins, sorta. Tommy. Next up on the Marvel plate, we have Predator versus Spider-Man comic series coming in 2025 as well. The Predators aren't done wreaking havoc on the Marvel universe. Following Predator versus Wolverine. Take two. Following Predator versus Wolverine and Predator versus Black Panther, the galaxy's greatest hunter targets everyone's favorite wall crawler in Benjamin Percy and Marcello Ferreras.
Ferreras.
Take
Ferrero
three.
Rocher.
Marcello Ferreras, Predator versus Spider-Man. Stay tuned for more information. This is written by Benjamin Percy with art by Marcello.
They didn't really have a lot of information, so that's kind of what we got. They just kind of copy and pasted it.
That sounds interesting. 'Cause I
Apparently,
feel like-
Predator's fighting Wolverine and Black Panther as well. I didn't know that.
Yeah,
was
I never
happening.
heard of
Me
that,
neither.
but apparently these are things that happened.
That's actually kind of fascinating because thinking of those three characters, those are three characters I feel like you can't really hunt. They all have kind of heightened senses and abilities, especially Peter.
Especially Peter, yeah.
So I'm just like, I think that's just going to be a pretty interesting matchup in general. So
they're
it sounds like it's going to
all,
be fun.
Yeah, they're all like animal type characters too. you know?
Yeah.
Like,
Wolverine,
I
Black
didn't even
Panther.
Spider-Man.
put that
Yeah.
together, yeah.
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 That's actually,
sure.
I mean, honestly, that sounds pretty fascinating. Like thinking of those two properties that, of course, they're like very different. But I think if you marry the two in a pretty interesting way, I mean, it seems to be like third time's the charm because if they got a third Predator versus, I guess the first two did well. So, I'll check it out, honestly.
You think he's gonna fight Squirrel Girl next, or?
And does he want to die? Because that's what will happen.
Funny enough, speaking of Squirrel Girl, I'm gonna have Q take this one. This
Nice
last
segue.
Hey.
Okay.
this last point that we have here, Q, if you want to take it
Yeah.
away.
Oh. Okay, and he's silent.
Oh, wait, hold on. I gotta pull up a point. Oh, I look.
It's in the topics list.
The last
There we go.
Also, this
Last point we
is your interview, so
No, definitely. This is also one of our planned mistakes. 100%.
for sure.
We talking
that
games?
we talking games.
we talking
That's-
games,
that's-
brother.
that is- I should have segued that a little bit better. So that's
we
pretty
talking
much
our
the
plans?
books. That's pretty much the books. I do like doing the books we're reading kind of thing because it's a recap of the last couple of weeks. And all four of these, they all sound really cool. I'm very curious what they're going to do with this Young Avengers series because, like E said, they're definitely going to go into bring the Young Avengers into the MCU. So I'm curious how they'll kind of doing that. But yeah, speaking of Squirrel Girl and going into our next category, Mr. QmanBean.
We gaming. We be gaming.
That's what we do.
Marvel Rivals is out.
Yep.
It is out. We've got a roster of over 30 characters.
Yeah, just about.
And we are all addicted to it.
The game came
And-
out probably less than 48 hours ago. And how many hours you want to say you put into it, Q, at this
Oh
point?
my!
All of the 40.
Yeah,
47 because he had to sleep for an hour.
48 hours, actually 49. I somehow found a way
Found an extra hour.
to sneak an extra hour.
I went to
of,
to daylight savings again this year.
yeah, I was slipping through time. But yeah, it's been a lot of fun. I especially love that they are injecting lore into the game, and who knows, like maybe an approach could be taken down the road similar to what Gunn is doing with DC, where you see kind of like these, weaving storylines. Gunn.
Yeah.
Shout out to you, Nick.
Shout out Old Wood.
So hey, W Vintage. But
yeah.
who's to say? What we could see from Rivals carrying into comics, into other games, the cinematic universe, what have you. I'm curious to see how the populace kind of steers the boat for what characters might get introduced to like the MCU, for instance. So that new Squirrel Girl, that spinoff might be coming soon. It might be soon come.
Yeah,
that's fun.
I think it's.
Didn't she have like a podcast recently, or maybe a few years ago?
I think she did.
Oh,
I think Milana Weintraub, who I think does her voice in this game, and was supposed to play her in a live action movie.
Series something.
Yeah, I think she also did that podcast. She's like her and like Anna Kendrick are like the two main actresses that been either cast or asked to play Squirrel Girl. Because I know for a long ass time ago, Anna Kendrick was like talking about how her brother loves that character. And was like, it would be cool if you were her. And then Milana Weintraub was supposed to be a part of that series that like got canned, but has since
The AT&T girl, if you're unfamiliar.
Yes.
Okay.
But and she's very funny, great comedian. But yeah, I mean, this game is awesome.
We've been gaming.
All of us played the alpha and the beta, loved it. Now that it's officially out, I know everybody's addicted. And I think the cool thing about it is I feel like we were all enjoyers of Overwatch. And that kind of, fell to the wayside, you know what I mean? Yeah, you know what I mean? And it sucks.
It's been out 8 years,
You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of those
Crazy.
people, a lot of people that love that game and that type of gaming style has been yearning for something new. And I think this is like the perfect way to introduce new players to that gaming genre and to different characters and get more people to read comics and consume more comic book related things. So I think it's a really cool marriage of the two. And I feel like it's very rare that we see a game kind of knock it out the park at launch. Like,
no server
Right,
issues.
you know what I
nothing.
mean? Like it was crazy.
Oh my
like I
goodness.
was watching Q play the other day, and he was able to get into matches super quickly. And this is launch day. I don't think
Part of
I've
his
ever
49
played
hours.
Exactly. I don't think I played any game on launch day that didn't like. I mean, most recently Fortnite came out with a new season, and that still has issues connecting to the server and everything.
Right.
They're a small indie company. They'll figure
Can't
it out.
even
You know what I
stay in
mean?
the queue. You gotta go back to the lobby.
I know, which is ridiculous. So for a
I
game,
gotta stop unticking that. Man.
I know. So for
box it is in
for
the
a game
code.
like Fortnite that's been out for mad long, and you would think be able to like figure that out, and Disney comes in and they knock it out the park with I'm not sure the name of the company that helped them develop this, but
Because NetEase.
yeah. I mean, I think this is going to be a game that stays for a long time, and I'm looking forward to putting like lifetimes into it.
I'll say the cosmetics alone is gonna fund this game.
Dog.
Speaking as someone who spent $40 on the first day.
Oh, I bought the luxury battle pass day one.
What's crazy about that? Jelani has not played it yet.
I have not. I just got it. I just got it.
Battle pass, and I'm like,
And I wonder
get it,
why,
because that
E.
Hella skin looks crazy. That Hella skin
Yeah, I
in the
do.
battle pass looks amazing,
it's gas.
bro.
Yeah, I do wonder why. What were you guys doing last night? Were you guys doing something not Marvel Rivals or?
I can't put my finger on it, but for some reason I think I didn't get a chance to play it. I really wanted to.
Twitch.tv/X_X generic. Make sure you check out the VOD of this.
Yeah, I played
amazing.
last night. I don't know what you were saying.
Yeah,
You were
he
shit,
hosted a
you
Mario
were shit.
Kart. He hosted a Mario Kart tournament last night that Jelani and Q were part of, and
And they had a good freaking time. You're silent?
So Marvel Rivals, super excited to be out. You know what I mean?
we're actually
Yeah,
gonna go.
make sure you hit that
probably-
subscribe button.
We're
We're
probably
wrapping
gonna
up
go
all of
play.
a sudden.
We're probably gonna go play more Marvel Rivals right after this
Marvel
recording.
Rivals.
Oh, you know
Marvel
what?
Rivals.
I just realized one point I should have added on here. Next week, we're recording this on December 7th. Next Thursday is the Game Awards. It has been 3 years
Wonder
since
Woman
Wonder
news?
Woman video game got announced at the Game Awards 3 years ago. I am hoping, I am praying, I am on somebody's knees that more news comes out of that
wait.
game next week.
How's that gonna work?
Yeah, what's going on there, Fred?
Hopefully, fingers crossed, Wonder Woman news next week. We can talk about it next time.
Oh, he's
But
moving on.
Oh, yeah. He's just not gonna answer.
That's
Okay.
about it for today. Thank you guys for watching. Thank you for hanging out. Thank you for vibing. You, thank you again for joining us.
Thank you,
Giving us some
Q.
insight in some of the books you're reading.
Honor.
Hopefully, you can join us again and talk about Long Halloween.
Yeah.
All right, that's
We're gonna
an
go
answer.
play
Joker
more.
impression.
We're gonna go play Marvel Rivals and spend some more money and have some more fun. We'll see you guys next time. Make sure you check out the Creature Commandos reaction, and we'll see you guys next month.
Bye then.
Okay, bye.
Okay, bye.